I cut off the intro. Look at that. Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome to this week's edition of the Pitstop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. How you all doing? Happy Friday. Like I said, I'm in a wonderful mood. I'm 2 weeks away from a real-life Lemons race. I'm very excited about that. Every day, I'm getting more excited, getting more emails from the team and everything, so all good here. Lots of great things going on here at the Simpit. Lots of great things going on in sim racing. You guys are here. I'm here. We're here to hang out. We're here to chill. I'm a little out of wind. I actually had to run to the studio. I wanted to make sure I went to the bathroom. You know, I had to go to the bathroom, make sure I was ready to sit here, hang out, drink some coffee, and talk about sim racing with you fine people. Welcome, Sim Racers Arms in the UK. I always say good morning. I guess I should say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. So, how are you guys? What is the big news in sim racing? What are you guys talking about? What are you guys doing? Have you been playing the new content on iRacing? Have you been doing any of the lower level hot lapping competitions and various different competitions that have lots of good racing going on at various levels? You know, when I think back to Beyond the Sim, this was a video podcast that me and Billy Strange were doing way back when, years ago at this point. And I think about that, and I think one of the things that we were really calling for, you know, sure, we had these supreme esport level competitions. What we had been waiting for or asking about or talking about was that lower level, you know, for everyone competition where maybe it's only like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 online, or maybe just a basic driving school is the winning prize, or VIP passes to something. We've been really waiting for that to happen, and we are really starting to see more and more of that. So, I mean, I don't have any stories in particular, but that is one of the things that is really good when we talk about how much is going on in sim racing. It's not all at that elite level, and it's not all just games and hardware coming out. We have that competition level on multiple different sims from this to here, from here to here. And that's really good. Anyway, who was that? Somebody mentioned driving the new Porsche. Yeah, WRC 10. WRC 10 is out and being played and being reviewed in-house. I'll tell you more about that towards the end of the show when we talk about Simpit and what's going on here. So, yeah, a lot of quality ranked racing been going on. Interesting. Interesting isn't always a word I use to describe the best of times. Interesting is one of those words we use usually when there's you know, sort of a yin-yang kind of a good and bad, perhaps, twist to it. We start Pro 4 series and working at HRT at NLS this weekend in real life. Awesome. That's cool, Mike. Did those Simpit guys put out a WRC review? You know, you'd think I'd have that at the top of my head, but when you say those Simpit guys, you don't actually mean me. I'm not our in-house rally specialist. Stay tuned. There's more. Wait, there's more. All right, let's bring down the thumbnail and talk about things. Of course, if there's anything you guys want to discuss, just hit me in the chat there. I'm trying to watch it as best I can. And again, last week, it wasn't quite the go down the rabbit hole show that I fear doing, but it was the really good conversation with you guys about certain topics that came up in the news. That to me is the dynamic kinetic racing. That to me is the ultimate of what this show represents. It's not a this just in news show. You know, we're not broadcasting the news per se like that. We are hobbyists who love to hang out with sim racers and talk about the things in sim racing that matter the most. And when I say talk, when I say you guys are the star of the show, that's what I mean. On the Pit Stop, this Friday show where we hang out and talk sim racing, this is the format. This is the place that I want you guys to be most involved and even affect the direction of the show, so to speak. Michael Thompson, welcome. Glad you finally made it. So, all right, so iRacing Season 4. This was a really big build. iRacing, if you don't know, I mean, what rock What rock have you been hiding under that you don't know about the iRacing rollout of new content with the season and the 12-week season and the week 13 and all that? Anyway, week 13 is upon us. Week 13 is when they roll out the new content. Usually we see it come out earlier in the week, and then we at least see one, maybe two updates before the season begins, starting on Monday, I believe, right? Monday. So, have you driven the new 911 GT3 Cup 992? What do you think? I want your guys' thoughts. You know what? I am so deep in editing right now that as much as I've wanted to go play, I have resisted because I just want to get some shows out. I just want to get caught up on all these rig reviews so that I can get back to racing before the season, so that I can have a clear conscience when I take a weekend off to go to the Lemons race. So what are your thoughts on the 911 GT3 Cup? What are your thoughts on the Ferrari 488 GT3? Did you buy this new content even? Did you purposely not buy this new content? These are the kind of things that I just want to know what you guys are doing as well. It's not just about me. Obviously, I'll buy it all. Obviously, I'll get to it at some point just to give it a try and give it a taste, a flavor. 31 flavors, right? Even if it's not my cup of tea. In both of these cases, GT3 cars, that's my bread and butter. So I will be there. Hungaro Ring, obviously, was part of the rollout. Hickory Motor Speedway. AI hosted. Okay, here's one for you guys. David asks, yeah, but it's not always that. You know, it's weird how things are happening in weird cycles like that. You know, this month it'll be all rigs, and next month it might be all DIY or wheels even, you know, for that matter. You never know. We just kind of roll with the flow. Going with the flow. So, AI in hosted and league races. This is something I want to know your guys' thoughts. This is one of those ones where I think you see so many people getting ruffled feathers over this, and then you see so many people loving and embracing it. So, here's the concept. iRacing has been working on AI for quite some time, rolling it out on various different cars, track combinations, and it's really evolved over the last couple of years. We've seen a lot of more and more implementation and adjustment to the AI. Now, in various different cars and tracks, you can actually add AI to a hosted event. So let's say that we are going to do our patron race, for example. And we have 12, 15, 16 guys there. And then I go ahead and add 10 AI drivers to the race. You can do this in a league environment as long as it's hosted. So again, some people are outraged. Oh my God. So, and that would be it. Like, what's the call? Is that fair to add AI to a race, or is that just, you know, shenanigans? As Devin put it, I think Devin summarized my thoughts on this pretty well, but glad they have it. Just don't want them to force it in public lobbies. Hey, Tom Jones, I'm doing Pitstop. You know, I didn't promote this show on Facebook. I just realized. Can I do that while we're on the air? Or is that... I'll just do the simple version on Facebook while I talk to you guys. So again, AI, do you care? Do you want to try it? Is this something that we need to do just for the fun? Should we have a Friday night Simpit Pitcrew race with AI? I think that sounds kind of fun. I mean, wouldn't you want to try it at least? Wouldn't that be worthy before you knock it? Alright, almost got my post done. I'm not doing anything special. I just posted it to see if anyone shows up from Facebook. Alright. And I'm back. Sorry about that, you guys. Alright. PV, person versus person is why you iRace, Double Clutch says. Indeed, that's fair. I don't know. If I race with AI, isn't that a big F you to Dave Blair? No, I don't think it is. The AI cheats, so no thank you. I don't know. We'll see. If, you know, here's what I'm always telling people who want to be part of our Discord channel, part of the Simpit community, you know, sometimes we plan events and sometimes we spontaneously do events. This is one of those kind of things. Tonight, I will be editing. That is my game plan, and I do need to work on my car, my real-life car. But if you guys roust me on our Discord channel in the main channel, the Pitcrew channel, I think it would be really cool to give it a shot and just see what it's like. So I'd be willing to do it, but you guys are going to have to roust me. That's the way it works. I want to see that energy and enthusiasm and that call to action in our Discord channel. That would be the best way. I don't know, Tom Jones. I don't know if you can set the AI level or not. If you want an AI race, you'll do a console again. But like Devin said, it's great to have, and it's not being forced on anybody, and it's just one of those options that you now have available. I think it's kind of cool. The next update includes another 5 cars, 11 track layouts that have been enabled for AI, by the way. Street Stock and Spec Racer Ford. Have you driven your Spec Racer Ford and found that your paint job didn't work anymore? Well, that is the case. So if you had a Spec Racer Ford, which every once in a while we find ourselves in, and you have a favorite paint job, it no longer works. Same could be true. I haven't verified with the Street Stock if that's the case, but I know that both of those had a massive graphical update, the Street Stock and the Spec Racer Ford. And healing damage. The no damage mode has been updated to new healing damage mode to allow for more realistic physics and collisions without any of the race ruining damages. Well, I have more of an issue with that than I do with the AI, by the way. Alright, road tires are now available for all cars, allowing you to easily run any car at any track. That's cool. I wonder if that was done for the hill climb. Is that why they were quick to implement that? Alright, that's all I have on iRacing. Any healing damage? Like, so what, lap by lap it gets better? You just have to be patient? Baz, thank you for that. Says Hungaro Ring is great. I haven't tried it yet. Great track, though. Tom, I think that's already in there. They just might not... They do that by not even discussing the topic. Alright, Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa Competizione is coming to the PS5 and Xbox Series. I think we mentioned that on February 24th. There will be free upgrade for existing owners. All save data will carry over. All owned DLC will also carry over. So if you own the previous version on the previous systems, all of that will transfer over, which is good news. Competitions. PC sim racers, get ready to beat the clock and win special prizes on the Bentley Fanatic Sim Time Attack Racing on Assetto Corsa Competizione. But first, check all the details. I think that's the one I have here. Is that not? Nope. We can check those details, though. So here we are. And this is what I was kind of talking about the competitions that anyone really can get involved in. So anyway, here's the website. It's available through their Twitter page and that link. And I think they had another one as well. I think that wasn't it. Hold on, bear with me. Yeah, BMW. Fancy a spin. Give it your all and try to set the fastest lap time in the BMW Sim Time Attack on Assetto Corsa. Registration here. Same thing as a reward. You can win a spot on the BMW Sim Live Grid. And this is the BMW Time Attack. So you got two, Bentley and BMW, both having Time Attack style qualifiers going on for it. So I think that's all we have from them today. So Assetto Corsa Mobile Review, an unconvincing first attempt at racing simulation for the iOS systems. This is written up at Auto Evolution. I have not tried the game, but I've not heard good things. So as much as I praise and I love Assetto Corsa Competizione, I might be the first one to tell you that it's probably not worth the buy. All right, R Factor. So another big update for kart sim, and this would be, I've never heard of the Tillotson. It's been a long time since I was in the karting world. But the Tillotson T4 Esports Series. So you can actually find yourself on the grid of the Real Life World Finals in Dublin later this month. So they have the new content that rolled out. It's like $5, right? Here it is, $4.72 for the Kart Sim T4 series. All right, and with that is this competition. And Saturday the 11th, so that's tomorrow, is the semifinal. So I don't know why we're getting this so late on here. But yeah, anyway, new content, how to enter, broadcast details, and a big event. So I don't know if any of you know VR, no buy, competition esport. Anyway, a bunch out with this whole Tillotson content pack, I guess we're calling. Also, look at this. So any of you good at back-end engineering, graphics engineering, physics engineering, user interface back-end engineering, user interface front engineering, senior technical artist, senior environment artist, prop artist, senior and regular, junior artist, blah, blah, blah. Those are all job openings at Studio 397/Motorsport Games/RF2. I have a few friends that hang out in our Discord that are all in the gaming industry, and I think there are a lot of people who might have talents that actually transfer over. Anyway, that's a good question, D1. How many of them? Anyway, but what do I see? When I see this many job openings, I don't think that you had a bunch of people quit their jobs, by the way. I think this is a massive expansion from R-Factor 2. You think about that game engine and what Motorsport Games is doing beyond R-Factor name, but with that, with their other sims, their other companies using the gaming engine itself. Well, this could be a multi-development team, multi-game development team. This could be a secondary gaming team. Anyway, really good to see them growing and growing. That's great. Virtual Le Mans announcement. I think we talked about this on our last show, if I'm not mistaken. I think we followed that on our feeder. Also, R-Factor is asking for Q&A. So, nope, I lost it. Somewhere in there, but I think it was on their Twitter page. They are gearing up for their next Q&A on the competition system. So they're asking if you have any questions, you want to know more about the R-Factor 2 Q&A, go to their Twitter page and you will be able to ask your questions there. All right, Formula One. Right now, this is posted 7 hours ago. Probably more like 10 hours ago now, but the Italian GP isn't the only thing to get excited about today. F1 2021 game is free to play this weekend, starting right now. So if you have not tried, but you've wanted to try F1 2021, you can do it without any expense whatsoever. Good way to verify if it works and performs. A lot of people question, I don't know if I want to buy something because I don't know if it'll perform on my system. I don't know if it'll be compatible with my gear or my components or whatever. Free weekend is a great way to test that theory out. Qualifying is on now. That's why we have a small audience today. It's it's everyone's watching qualifying. Gran Turismo 7. We knew this. This is not news. But we do have a firm date. March 2022. Releases March 4th, 2022. We do have a trailer video. So planned release March 4th, but here is the video. I'm just going to leave the... You can get this through the Gran Turismo Twitter page. Actually, you can open up just about any news page in all of sim racing, and you will be able to see this video. So this is a mix of gameplay and in-game cinematics captured on the PS5. Anybody who plays their share of Gran Turismo, I think you can clearly distinguish the difference between gameplay and cutscenes, I like to call them. Thank you, Brian Ostrike. Thank you so much. So, oh, yeah, but this, Gran Turismo 7. Polyphony. Polyphony has always had a, will sell no wine before its time philosophy. I just feel like Gran Turismo has never been on a pace to put the games out to make shareholders happy. I don't feel like Polyphony has ever put Gran Turismo out on a schedule as any kind of a cash grab. If I were going to give the highest award to the best bang for buck sim ever made, the most significant sim ever made, you know, I'm not revolutionary in saying Gran Turismo is that sim. This is definitely a new look. This is definitely going to be a different level game. You know, I mean, if you go with what they've always done. But are we at a point where there's a limit? Is there a point? Are we at a point that there is a limit or a cap on a console-based sim? Look at their exceptional photo. You know, their photo shop is amazing. I'm going to have to get it just to print photos to put on the walls here in the studio. So anyway, this is the Gran Turismo 7 trailer. Game due out March 4th, 2022. It will probably be the highest sales driving game in the history of the world. You think it'll make that mark? I think it'll sell more copies than any driving game in the history of gaming. That's what I think is going to happen in Gran Turismo 7. What do you think? I'll buy it. This is the game that's going to make me buy a new console. And it's going to be the game that makes me hook the console up to one of my monitors here at my rig and use quality components. So, am I excited? Hell yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. So yeah, anyway, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. I mean, again, no new news. But to have the official trailer, to have a estimated release date, this has a lot of people very excited. Excuse me. Gran Turismo. All right, we already looked at that. Gran Turismo Sport update is coming today. So that's the funny thing. The trailer just comes out, and then right on the heels of the trailer, to back up what I just said about the support and what they've done with each variation of Gran Turismo over the years, there is... Will this be the final update? This will probably be the final update. Who knows? Gran Turismo Sport update to come September 9th. That being today. Maxwell! Maxwell! No, he doesn't care. Alright, speaking of Forza Horizon 5 snackable campaign features chapters, expeditions, and accolades. So we're getting some of the visuals of the Mexican map, or Mexico map, I should say, the Mexico Festival map. We're back to the Festivus with Forza Horizon. Different game modes. It looks like Apex, Wild, Baja, Rush, Street Scene. Not sure what's going on there. Mobile Camp. Anyway, some Forza news. Forza, don't forget about them. Look at me, I'm Forza. What do you guys think? Is that even a battle? Is Forza Horizon 5 a true competitor to WRC 7? Can you see Maxwell? Max, come here. Max. What are you doing? Hi, Maxwell. Hi, say hi. Say hi. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. No, over here. What's this? Over there. Hi, what's up, buddy? Did everything line up back? Are we okay? Yeah, that's pretty close. All right. Good boy. Come here. Yeah, who's a good boy? Come here. You did good. You did good coming in here. Okay. All right. There you go. There's your Maxwell shot of the day. All right. What else? Da-da-da-da. 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 I don't know what that song was. But WRC 10 came out. WRC came out of the closet. WRC 10 World Rally Championship by Clayton Games. Official game came out. And 7 hours ago, there was another patch. So we know the game came out, and I think there was some support issues on some hardware. Then I know there was another patch that came out that was hopefully going to fix or address some of those issues. And now we have another one. So this was 7 hours ago. Hot fix patch for the game on Steam, which addresses some critical issues. Did I do the read here? No. We are aware some of you are still struggling with performance and wheels. We're working as fast as we can to try to improve this. So this critical doesn't necessarily address wheel issues, by the way. So pre-stage force feedback. Devin mentioned this one. Bug fix, force feedback, pre-stage force feedback was launched before the start of the race. Actually, I think it was the cutting out version of it. Bug fix on SF1000. If you had corrupt games files, it would. So anyway, there was a hot fix, and they're still working on the controller issues. Now, Jalopnik. I don't know if I'd always chase this article, but Jalopnik posted an article here that I think is really relevant, and they bring another game into the mix in it. But WRC 10 signals the end in sight for an underrated series. This year's installment is a modest addition to the WRC franchise, though the writing's on the wall. Year in and year out. Anyway, what they go on to basically question and make the parallel to is, at what point do the annual release games, I call them the Madden titles, the Madden-esque titles, when do they just start to become that I buy every year, I buy it every third year, I buy it when I hear from the world that they've done something massively updated or changed? You know, in some cases maybe it's the addition of VR, maybe in some cases it's the addition of quality force feedback, maybe it's triple screen support. There's always some innovation or getting with the times that the manufacturers of the games can do to make buying the next gen worth more than just new jerseys, new stadium names, player trades and drafts for the new year. And they bring F1 2021 into the mix too, because when you look at them year by year, and I think I've said this many, many, many times, but I'm seeing it at Jalopnik now, questioning the viability of an annual release driving game like football gets away with Madden. And I wonder, and I don't have the stats here, and maybe on a 3-wide we could do something about this one day. And actually bring some stats into the mix. But, like, I would love to see the annual sales of the Madden title. You know, that's just the longest franchise game I can think of offhand. And see, when you really put out a game every 12 months, what do your sales look like? I mentioned Gran Turismo and the amount of time they take between releases. And I never feel bad giving them another $50, $60, or even $100 for the gold pack or whatever. And the reason being it is because it was probably 3, 5, 7 years since I last gave them a dime. And yeah, FIFA, Damien, it's the same thing. Huge sales. And I think in the Premier Sports, and I don't mean just Premier League in the case of English soccer, but in those premier sports by nation, I think you can get away with it fairly well. I think that it's applicable to all of them. And yes, you know, well, I don't know. WRC has had multiple different manufacturers, but they've had a good amount of years, not as many as F1, but they've had a good run of many things. But, this is something that you do have to wonder. Now, I mean, for many of us, it doesn't apply. I mean, for me, honestly, if I was just at that normal consumer level, I'm probably at an every other year, unless I hear through the grapevine that there was something worth going back for. Like I said, VR implementation, better controller support, triple monitor support. I mean, I think of the things that certain games have been hindered by throughout the years. And them resolving certain issues is when it's worth making that change. or maybe buying consecutive years. Anyway, interesting thought. There was an update to Automobilista 2. More or less like the same since 7, but they've all got... Yeah, well, and that's the thing. So PS4 here. I want to go back to the WRC. Let's go back to this real quick. And that's the thing. A lot of them look like it's the same thing. And in the case of driving games, you know, we don't draft as many players or trade as many players as the NFL or Premier League or FIFA, you know, soccer. You know, player trades, I mean, when big marquee names change hands, it's a big deal. And it changes everything. Tom Brady goes from the Patriots to Tampa Bay, and your previous addition is pretty much useless if you're a diehard NFL fan. And I think that's where the Formula One franchise has a much bigger advantage over WRC. If you're trying to do an annual release title, having an abundance of passionate fans is kind of where a good portion of your sales are going to come from. So in the case of the NFL, when Tom Brady goes to the Buccaneers, everyone who's a football fan who plays the game has to buy the new version, or it's just worthless. If Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton or any of the bigs change teams, and you're a diehard Formula One fan, you're probably going to be pretty inspired to change the game, because if you're playing on Friday to do what they do over the weekend with them, then you want it to be right, and you want it to be the right schedule of tracks. I don't think WRC has that. Number one, our stages are not identical, right? I mean, it's not like you can be like, you know, it just doesn't hold itself to the same criteria as fixed tracks do. Oh man, Tom Brady. I watched last night's game. I'm not a huge football fan, but last night was the opening of football, and I did watch that game. And Tom Brady is a robot. He's amazing. I'm not a big Tom Brady fan, but I am the first one to say he is just an amazing quarterback. Greatest ever. I don't think it's indisputable. I don't think there's any argument for any other quarterback being better than Tom Brady by any metrics. That's it. It's a story over. They should just rename the Hall of Fame the Brady Hall of Fame. All right. Automobilista 2 version 1.2.3.1 is now live. The hot fix to address some priority issues that have come up since the 1.2.3.0 update, along with some further adjustments. Full change log here. So there you go. Actually, I did pull up the change log. We have it here. Take a swig of coffee while you guys read it. All right, what else? Race room. Another, lower. I mean, this isn't going to bring out the big bigs. It's going to bring out some fast drivers, don't get me wrong. But it's not going to bring out the big bigs. Enter the Remus. I hope I said that right. Gt3 Championship for a chance to win your share of a $25,000 prize pool. This is race room we're talking about. So again, we are starting to see more and more of these competitions. They're going to bring out that semi-pro level driver. And I've driven against a lot of you guys, and when well prepared, I consider a lot of you guys as capable as a semi-pro level driver. It's just when you've spent the money. See, yeah, that's the thing. That prize pool 25, that's to the whole group. That's not gonna make the big boys move, right? They're too busy with other competitions. All right. Also with Automobilista, here it is. Wait. Here it is. I'm sorry, with Raceroom. I said that, right? The Mercedes Amg Gt4 2020 is now available. So as they put it, the little brother of the Mercedes Amg Gt3. So you're now seeing dual versions, basically horsepower changes, probably some setup changes as well. But Pretty much the same car, being the Mercedes AMG, just now in both GT3 and GT4 configurations, which we've seen in other sims, obviously. This is the Remus. So, the Remus, it's the Team Shmee 150 versus Team Malmedy. And 5 days, 15 hours, 27 minutes to qualify for these competitions and your share of that $25,000 pool. Do they show it? No, that's all we have here. Let's look at the leaderboard. Florian Haas. So they're a Moritz Lohner, Garibaldi. I'm just looking at some names that I know offhand that are some top drivers. But again, this looks like the kind of competition that anybody could put in the work. We're always talking. Big shout out to Terry Crouch. I'm not sure if you're watching, man. I know you're not feeling well. I wish you the best. Get well soon. Me and Terry are always talking about having to put in the work. Jack Heatley, good luck there. Isaac Price, some big names, you guys. Julian Kuntz. But putting in the work. You know, how can you do anything in life and not put in the work and expect to be good? I mean, I don't care what we're talking about. I mean, unless you're just natural at something. But I mean, how do you do anything? And think about anything in your life. How do you not put in the work to get good at doing something? And that is a big part of competition. Because when we compete, you know, think about competition. Competition is not playing, you know, pickup football, soccer, or whatever. You know, competition is when you've signed your name on an entry list and said, I want to challenge all other takers. Right? I mean, and there's a big difference when we use the word competition versus playing. So if you're going to compete at anything, you have to put in the work or you're going to get beaten by those who did. I mean, that's the bottom line. So again, I look at these leaderboards and I know a lot of you guys are really fast when you put in the work, when you put in the time, when you take on the challenge. And I just wonder how often you guys couldn't find yourselves higher up on grids than you do if you put in more work or focused your attention. So, you know, whether it's any of these. But again, we saw some big names in this one. But if you look at some of these smaller competitions, $5, $10, $20, $25,000, they're not always going to bring out the bigs, depending on the sim. So, there you go. There's my little pep talk for a Friday. All right, Thrustmaster, a few things to show you from Thrustmaster. They talked about their rollout of new products, and this being the first one, I suppose, and this being the magnetic pedals. 4 pressure modes. The T3 PM is now available. Thrustmaster new magnetic pedals for the PS5, PS4, Xbox XS, Xbox One, and PC. With 4 pressure modes, 100% metal pedal hands, and weighted base, compatible with Thrustmaster racing wheelbases. Yeah. I mean, they don't look that much different. I mean, I have a set of TLCM pedals that are really awesome. So, I'm assuming these are less money. Not sure this is what the world needed from Thrustmaster, but we know they have a lot coming. We have a no. That's just the first of many announcements they have coming. The other thing that they did have on their site was this. Here we go. Happy to announce a native integration of the Formula Wheel add-on, the SF1000 Race Edition with Automobilista 2. I believe that was also part of that last fixie fix. So, yeah, too much plastic, DKR. Can I call you DKR here? I agree. Too much plastic. Those are the pedals that go with the T248. Also available as an upgrade if you have lesser pedals. Yeah, it's their low-end line, so we're holding out to get too excited. But again, I think the main thing, getting back to that, so again, the TF1000, SF1000 now works with Automobilista 2. Getting back to the pedals, though, this was, again, just the first. So when we go back more time, sorry guys, to their announcement of their rollout. Can I find that, or is this just stupid searching time? They gave dates, or an order, not dates. They gave a list of all of the items that they have announcements coming between now and the end of the year. I can't find the post, but that's what we did talk about a few shows ago. So this is just one of many announcements to come between now and the new year. So there you go. All right. What else? Without doing a daily pit stop, I have to let you guys know in advance, which kind of sucks because I'd love to rile you up on a Wednesday morning and say, hey, in a matter of hours, we have Hot Lap Pump Day coming up. So I'm telling you now to put it in your calendar because I believe next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, that's like 5 days from now, is the third Wednesday of the month. It's the third Wednesday of the month that we do Hot Lap Pump Day. And I think the first day of the month was a Wednesday this month, which always screws up my calendar. It was. So this Wednesday is Hot Lap Pump Day. No idea the car, no idea the track. Brian Highcotter won last month's event. I had a terrible event with a screwed up shoulder, but I'm optimistic for this one, obviously. So I'll be there. Robbie Unsero will be there. We'll have Kevin Ford there, I do believe, and it should be a good time. So put it in your calendar. Be ready for Hot Lap Pump Day on Wednesday of next week. Been a while since pure rock crawling. I played that game way back, and I was heavily disappointed. And one of the reasons I didn't return the game right when I bought it and played it and was disappointed was because the team behind it had been doing, like, a bunch of updates. There have been a bunch of updates. Like, every month there had been an update for this game, and I'm like, this looks really cool. I like it in theory. I want to promote and these kind of development teams. And then they kind of went silent, like dead silent, and I've been very disappointed, to be honest with you. Anyway, pure rock crawling with a new update, and I guess one of the developers came to the USA to get some reference photos to work on some of the aesthetics, and you can see it's like photo quality in certain ways. When I played the game, it wasn't the visuals that were the disappointment, I hate to say. So a visual improvement will not have me running back to the game, but I am excited to see new news from them. So Wyoming, it had been the Wyoming map for ATS had been on a wish list for quite some time with a lot of updates from the team showing us pictures, destination, things like that in the Wyoming DLC. In honor of its release, which came out 3 days ago, they are doing a World of Trucks Cruising Wyoming event. So if you're an ATSer and you want to be part of their latest event to get 80 million miles, you can go to the Steam page and find out the details on how to do that. And now you know that you can actually get the Cruising Wyoming content. Join the in-game event, read more right here. We already talked about that. So anyway, there you go. All right, time to look at a few rigs, talk about what's going on in the Simpit, and then we'll bring today's show to a close and get off to our weekend. So what is going on? Let's see here. I like this post. So this one here, because this bleep is too expensive for just racing. So you can see the side pod. Remember I told you guys to send me pictures of side pods, I like to call them. Excuse me, I'm a little congested. Side pods. That's when you've got your rig that you race with, but it serves multiple purposes. Why? Because Sharp Definition stated it perfectly. I didn't say this when I asked about a side pod. Because this bleep is too expensive for just racing. And I couldn't agree. Now, look at this monitor stand that he has. So he built, I haven't seen this on a rig. I think he did this himself. And it's hard to see what's going on here. But that is a swing arm mounted to that cross plate. Is that part of, what rig is this? Do you guys know? Is this adapter sold by them, or did he do this himself? Double clutch. That is something I'm going to move on to. We got a couple of rigs to knock out. Then I have the monitor stand. I don't know if you could call my monitors an upgrade. It was kind of a downgrade, but a bigger size. I've been fairly happy with it. It's not perfect. I mean, there's a pro and a con to what I have going on here. Not sure when and how we're going to cover that aspect. But yeah, we got to get... Excuse me. We got to get through some rig reviews so that we can move on to things like that, DC. So, anyway, I love this for a side pod application. You've got a swing arm and a pivoting bracket for a monster 49-inch gaming monitor. So all you have to do is tilt it around your wheel. It looks like you can suck in, pull out, and then blammo, side podorama, you have this. And you can sit there and browse the web, play first-person shooters. You can see it has a trackball, it looks like right there. Anyway, I hope this gives you... You know, I do these because sometimes they're amusing. I do these because sometimes they're inspirational or going to give you ideas. Especially in this scenario. It looks like he runs VR. And, yeah. Great job, Sharp Definition. I'm sure you've inspired somebody. Aww, perspective gaming. Sometimes she prevents me from playing in this play seat challenge. Oh, psychological tip posted this one. Emergency pit stop. Bird is in danger of this wheel flying lock to lock. Yes, indeed. You would not want that at that moment in time. And then we already covered that. All right. Mark604 posted his. I'm so jealous. So I love, don't get me wrong here, I love my orange and black RC P1 chassis. The color combo is super awesome for my set, for the Simpit colors. But truth be told, if it wasn't for the show and I was ordering one for myself, I probably would have ordered this green. Because it's just so freaking cool. Isn't that like Lamborghini green? I see he also got the monitor stand for the 32s. I see he also got the keyboard holder. So I think tonight I will have done for our patron group. Tonight they'll get a exclusive on the new video from me, which is going to be all of the R-Seat accessories, including that keyboard mount, which I can tell you right now is really similar to the one that I had on the S1, by the way. It is the coolest keyboard mouse tray. Just what you can do with it is just amazing. So, do they sell the wheel upright standalone? No, they don't, DC. Wouldn't that be the ultimate, like, DIY to start with that? Because it's a beast of an upright. Anyway, that is Mark604, part of our Discord community. That's his sim corner, Simatic corner. And really, really nice. It's going to be good. Yeah, that should be at my accessories. So we're talking about, I have 6 accessories for my P1 chassis. I have the shifter handbrake, which is like the biggest platform I've ever seen and the beefiest mount for a shifter handbrake. I've got the keyboard that we talked about. I've got the tablet monitor holder that goes opposite, because that keyboard can go on either side, by the way. Or opposite, you've got the tablet mount. I've got the butt kicker mount, and I have the single monitor 49-inch mount that I was running my triples for the main review. Now I'm running it with the curved monitor on it. So that and then the motor mount itself for the SimCube. It looks like a backyard setting. Looks like a nice looking backyard with a nice 8-foot looking fence. Looks like 6 foot with a little extension to break code perhaps. And a little nice lawn and patio furniture. So, all right, great looking rig, Mark. Thank you for posting that in our post your rig section of our Discord channel. All right, what else? So this is a big deal. I gotta tell you, if it weren't for the help behind the scenes that I get from a bunch of people here at the Simpit, it's not just me. I mean, a lot of the burden is on me, of course, and I wear that hard. But there are a lot of people behind the scenes that are helping us be better and bigger and get better and bigger. And Devin Booth is one of them. And I'm sorry, and Dave Blair. Sorry, Dave Blair. Dave Blair is one of them. I got to get my story straight. Dave Blair did a controversial video, and you're only going to find this on our Simpit Live channel. And this is Dave Blair telling you, warning you of the trap that iRacing is. So Dave Blair has always got a great attitude about sim racing. He's got a great angle and his own unique thought about how things are. So yes, if you want to know, if you want to be warned, or you want to hear someone else going through maybe what you've been going through with iRacing, you're going to want to check out this video. Beware of iRacing. It's a Trap by Dave Blair on Simpit Live. And help support Dave Blair. Watch that show. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. And, of course, help support the show by just supporting our other community members. Speaking of which, Devin Booth is now helping out. Because, you know what? As much as I'd love to be doing a WRC 10 review, I am so backed up right now that it's just, speaking of Trap, I can't keep up with the amount of content and the amount of stuff that I want to cover. So, Devin Booth is helping out. Alesh Mom actually donated a full-blown copy of WRC 10 to the Simpit in order for a review to happen. So, I want to thank and give a big shout-out to Alesh Mom for even making this happen. He is definitely part of the motivating force behind it. And I want to thank Devin Booth, because, you know, the other thing that I love about Devin Booth's video here, so I'm encouraging you to watch this. This just came out yesterday. It is now live on the main Simpit channel on YouTube. Be sure to watch it. Give it a thumbs up. Be sure to share it with a friend, all that good stuff. But the Simpit need to break some of the mold. I have my format, and I'm proud of what I do and how I do it. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, but the real star of today's show, and then you know how it goes from there, right? It's really, really nice to have a different set of eyes, a different mentality, a different approach. Getting Dave Blair to talk about iRacing instead of me. That's awesome, because you might relate with Dave Blair's thoughts or opinions more than you relate with mine. Having Devin Booth come in and review WRC 10 when I'm so behind and so backed up, it gets us there. And then on top of it, getting a different edit, a different style, a different look at things. So I thank you, Devin Booth, and I encourage you all to go check out that show and help support the crew once again. Moving on to the Simpit Dirt Rally Clubs that have been going on. I always want to congratulate our winners in both our regular and our historic rally. It was David S. once again just cleaning up. David S. winning both categories, but in the main rally, or the regular rally, it was David S. over H.S. Whipperman. Quite a battle between those two going on this season. And Renee Ritter coming in third place. And looking to our historic, I want a big shout out again to David S. for winning that one over David Danger Blair. And Ken Estep coming in third. Hey, Ken! Good job, Ken, coming in third place in the historic version of our rally. So I know they had a good event. Last week it was a really difficult rally. This week in Australia it was a really fun rally. And of course, if you ever want to join any of the Simpit racing, you're more than welcome to. We're very open when it comes to our racing. The only restricted race we do is our patron race at the end of the month. But if you go to the Simpit website, you can just go here to apply to race, put in your information, and we'll get you signed up and registered. And now is a great time, because right now, both our road and oval leagues are in sign-up mode. So if you want to be part of the road or oval league for the Simpit, you can be eligible to win the Simpit Road and Oval Champion Trophy. We're going to have a trophy for each. Going out to these winners, we give trophies for our rally winners as well. So again, if you want to be part of any of the racing that goes on, just please head over to the Simpit, go to apply to race, and come out and race oval, come out and race road, come out and race rally with us. It's all free. It's all fun. It's all covered here on the show, and we have trophies to all of our champions. So be part of that. Be part of that, and come out and join us. In addition to that, what was this one? There we go. What do I have going on? Look at that. Here's my P1 chassis. Here's kind of like a driver view of how I sit in my rig right now. When I mention accessories, this is what my next video will come out tonight for Patreon. It'll be out tomorrow, 24 hours later for the general public. This is the cockpit that I sit in. And I just think when it comes, is it one-to-one authentic to a real-life car? No. Am I driving a real-life car? No. If you were going to design a real-life car around sim racing, it would look like this. So you can see that single monitor in play as well. But yeah, what could you throw any more at a rig? What more would you ask for? What more would you put on a rig that isn't already here? It's all covered. So this will be in the show coming out tonight by me. And in addition to that, what's next? What's on deck? On deck is the Track Racer TR8, like a Triumph. This is the next rig review. It's already in the works. It's like I have overlapping rig reviews. One's in edit, one's in production. Anyway, I'll be working on this over the weekend as well. So that's what's going on behind the scenes. But that's going to do it for today's show. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you for being part of the chat and part of the conversation, part of making it so much fun for me on a Friday morning to hang out and talk about sim racing. Get out there, do some sim racing. Have yourselves a great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track. But wait, there's more. There's always more. You know it. You know I'm going to do this. You know I'm going to be back for something more, a little cameo at the end. All right. I don't do this much, but today I'm going to take 1 minute to ask you for your support for the show. Please, give the show a thumbs up. That lets people know it's good. Make a comment. It lets people know that people are engaged and interacting. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can find out when our latest shows are coming out. You'll get advanced notifications. Be sure, if you can, I beg you, please share. Let your communities, let other communities know that the Simpit is back. The Simpit is on fire, and they got software, hardware, DIY, news, fun, racing, all that going on at a great pace. And then, if you really want to support the show, check us out at Patreon. You can go to our Patreon page. You get access to our Patreon races. You'll get early access to videos. We do giveaways like an air freshener. I have a next air freshener. It's not an air freshener. The next giveaway is in the works right now as we speak. That goes out to all Patreon members. And of course, it helps support the show. Other way you can support the show is go to our Simpit merch. This is streamlabs.com/SimpitLive/merch, where you can support the show. I don't put much markup on it. It is just like $1 or $2 that comes our way. But we make some cool shirts. So right here you can see our original, the OG Choose Your Weapon shirt that is still available at that site. But we also have our new version. This is V2 of the Choose Your Weapon shirt. And this is the Automobile Choose Your Weapon. Thank you, Amir Assad, for the great shirt design. And yeah, you can purchase those shirts. And again, it does help us continue on and continue to get bigger and better. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for being here. Get out there, do some sim racing, and have yourselves a great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I will see you on the track.